Everyone knows SeaWorld as a fun and enjoyable place for family and friends to get together, but what most people don't know about is the abuse done to the animals at the park. Today, I'm going to be talking about the abuse done to the whales at SeaWorld. So SeaWorld has proved itself over and over again that the environment they keep the whales in is simply abusive. I've been to SeaWorld once before watching the documentary Blackfish, and after watching that documentary, I became super interested in learning about all of the bad things that has happened to these animals. So I'm going to be talking about what SeaWorld is and how it got popular, the abuse done to the animals, and how SeaWorld downplays the dangers of keeping the whales in captivity for their own selfish reasons. The amount of incidents that prove SeaWorld is bad are countless. So what is SeaWorld and how did it get popular? So SeaWorld is actually a chain of marine mammal parks located in the US. And the parks are famous for having animals such as whales, dolphins, sea lions, and many more. And they have attractions like the shows and park rides. The park's marine mammal collections have been a debate over several years because there was not a lot of research done about whales kept in captivity prior to SeaWorld. So after the 2013 documentary Blackfish was produced, because an Orlando trainer was killed by a killer whale, there were many decreases in attendance and profits in the company's share price. In 2018, SeaWorld's attendance and revenue began to increase again because of the new rides and animal exhibits at the parks, as well as increased marketing about how they're making an effort to conserve and rescue these whales and animals. Although SeaWorld may seem like a nice and enjoyable place, there's a lot of abuse that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. So we're going to talk about the abuse of the animals behind the scenes. SeaWorld proposed new tanks that are only about 350 feet long, which is only 0.07 of a mile. And in the wild, whales normally swim about up to 100 miles a day, but there was also a pod of orcas swimming about 138 miles. And keeping these whales in tanks causes a lot of stress, depression, anxiety, and can also lead to aggression. SeaWorld locks these animals in cramped concrete tanks in the marine parks across the country and often keeps dolphins, whales, and other animals trapped with incompatible tank mates, which causes a lot of tension and can lead to fights and even fatal injuries. Staff members even drug some of the animals to try to relieve their stress, which is not so good. Orcas need lots of space, and having them in an environment that isn't big enough can cause depression, which leads to other health issues. And on top of that, SeaWorld downplays how dangerous these whales actually are. So SeaWorld downplays the dangers of keeping the whales in captivity to protect their image for selfish reasons. Blackfish co-writer Tim Zimmerman wrote that instead of the iconic happy killer whale celebrated by SeaWorld and its fans for 5 decades, Tilikum demanded the world confront his reality, Shamu's reality, which involved separation from family, confinement, boredom, chronic disease, aggression among marine park killer whales, and aggression amongst trainers. SeaWorld trainer Dawn Brancho was killed by Tilikum while she was doing a live performance. The anger that Tilikum just had built up and made him aggressive, which caused him to pull her under the water and potentially drown. This was only one of the few countless examples of the whales acting out of aggression. This shows that SeaWorld is selfish and doesn't care about the animals or about the workers to put them in a dangerous environment like this. So once again, SeaWorld has proved itself over and over that the environment they keep the animals in is abusive. SeaWorld became popular for its main attraction, which is the whales. However, there's a lot of abuse done behind the scenes. The amount of space that the whales have in captivity is unacceptable, and it even led to the death of a young trainer.